Well, hello ladies and gents, and welcome back once again to the garage, this time for the first time with the mighty KTM. And as it's too cold outside to do any wheel riding, I've decided it's time to take care of this, in my opinion, hideous orange colour and these nasty stickers. And everything is going to get changed for something a bit more subtle and a bit more stylish, I hope. So first of all, I'm going to take care of these stickers. You may not know it, but most KTMs have coloured plastic body parts with stickers on top to give it actual colour. So there's no paint here, which is, in my opinion, pretty clever. It means there's no paint to scratch. The panels are much cheaper to replace, but it also means you end up with stickers with these nasty rough edges, not underneath any clear coat or anything, and I think they look proper toss. Particularly this one, that the dealer has just smashed underneath the one that came from the factory and not even really put it on properly straight. So, first step, get rid of some stickers. And that's going to involve the use of Mrs. ManCam's trusty hairdryer, just so that I can warm these stickers up, because it's pretty cold in here. It's about 5 degrees, so that they're nice and flexible, so I can peel them off without them breaking. Hopefully I should now be able to just get a fingernail underneath this sticker. That's not ideal, but there we go. It's leaving some sticky residue on the plastic there. Yeah, that comes off easy enough for the most part with a bit of a thumb rub. I'll get some chemicals involved to get the rest off. You see, that's most of the crap taken off. There's a few stubborn bits, which I'm going to use some Brennspiritus, rubbing alcohol, just to get that off. And also, it seems I was dead wrong. It is painted, because you can see the sticker has actually lifted the paint a bit. So if you're going to do this, be very careful. Maybe warm up the stickers a bit less. Maybe warm them up a bit more. I'm not sure. Probably didn't warm it up enough. But it has lifted the paint, and I'm going to have to scrub that flaky paint off. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to either paint or stick anything to this plastic. Before we get that far, rubbing alcohol does a great job getting rid of these last little bits of stickiness. Well, that's all of the goop off, but the plot thickens, ladies and gents. This here looks dangerously to me like some kind of crash damage. Or at the very least, something's been spilt on it, or it's been scraped against something. And there's a big dirty scratch there as well. That's all been hidden by that sticker. Pretty disappointed to find that. So anyway, I have to deal with this before I can do anything on top of it. And that's the adventure sticker off in the same way. So with those 3 stickers taken care of, it's on to this horrible one here on this matte plastic trim. I think this one looks the cheapest and nastiest of all. Warm it up, peel it off. I found the best way to do this, actually, to stop this horrible stickiness, is to heat it on the back while you peel the sticker off. That's that one off, and as soon as I started heating it at the same time, less sticky shit on the plastic. Once again, can rub the worst off, and then use the best solution to none of life's problems for the rest: alcohol. There we go. That's that front left side dealt with, and other than this horrible manky bit here, I think it looks a bit better already without stickers. So the next step is to move to this back panel here. This is an orange panel, also with an orange sticker on it. That has to go. That's the orange back panel taken off. Obviously it was a bit of a fluke on the front, maybe because it was the matte plastic. And this one's left the sticky crap all over it again, so I'm just gonna rub all of that off, and then use the booze to get rid of the stubborn bits. There we go. There's a naked orange panel at the back. And then exactly the same on the other side, and I can also now share with you that if you take it nice and slow, heat the sticker from behind nice and thoroughly, and peel it really steadily, you do actually get a shed load less residue. This one came off with almost nothing. So all that's left now is these stickers on the back of the fuel tank cover here. There we go, phase 1 is complete, and the bike is completely de-stickered. You can also see, I think this bike has quite obviously been stored outside, despite having relatively low mileage, 18,000 kilometres. It really should be called kilometerage, shouldn't it? But there you go. The colour of the orange where the stickers were, so much richer than the rest of it. It's been really bleached out. But anyway, with the stickers taken off, I'm going to get on with taking care of the colour. To start with, a nice easy one with these back panels. I'm going to take these off, get them inside where it's warmer. I'm going to see about sticking some new plastic to them. And hopefully this will just clip out somehow. Not until I undo this. There we go, that's the black and the orange bit off together, held together with these 4 screws down the back there. And that's the orange piece completely separated, ready for me to take upstairs and do some work on. back on the bike, and I think looking much better. Now, I had a bit of a nightmare with these. My original plan was to cover them completely in vinyl so that there would be no orange whatsoever showing, but unfortunately it was a bit more faffy than I expected and the vinyl just didn't want to play. The lesson is, don't buy cheap vinyl because you just can't work with it. So in the end what I did was use the 3M Finish Line knifeless tape to follow the contours of the panel and create this overall grey look of it. I mean, we're allowed to have a bit of orange, it is a KTM after all. With that done, next on the agenda is this big tank piece. So I'm going to take this off and get that inside in the warm and get some plastic on that thing as well. Had to be one, didn't there? And then there's a secret one hidden here under the front of the seat. But it's still being hooked here at the front somehow, so I'm guessing this bolt here has something to do with it. Nope, that's not it. Oh, look at that. There's a bolt hidden away underneath this panel. Absolutely genius. Now hopefully this should be free. Please be free. So to give it slide forwards to get this little lip to let go of that edge down there. And this is why, in case you've tried and you were wondering, magnetic tank bags don't work with this bike because it's a plastic cover over a plastic tank. I'm going to go and get this inside, get it covered with some stuff, see how I can get on with all of these incredibly complex shapes. I can see this ending up a little bit like these back panels. Let's get on with it. Well then, ladies and gents, things got a bit quick and a bit dirty here at the front. Got a few air bubbles, a few stretch marks. Thankfully this is the bit that you don't really see that much. And to be completely frank, I'm astonished that I've managed to get vinyl all the way in one piece around all of these shapes with relative success considering complete lack of skills and the horrible cheapness of this vinyl. So now that all that's left to do is to take care of this bit, which is just going to mean cutting a cross or a few crosses in this, heating it up, and then working it into the hole. I can work back and get rid of these air bubbles here as well. And then same on the screw holes, and then we can get back onto the bike. Nasty big air bubble there. Oh well. To be honest, I think this is going to have to be a first draft anyway. Do it again with some better vinyl and maybe some better technique. I'm going to carry on with this. The reason it stopped with the original recording is because the memory card is full and I don't have another one available because it's all full of Norway footage. Hope you're enjoying the Norway footage at the moment. This end here, got the same knifeless tape under there, so I'm just going to whip that off to give me a clean edge at the back. So there's the knifeless tape pulled through on the back end, a nice clean edge. Remember, this is where the seat goes, so it doesn't really matter that there's orange showing through there. Plus is the rubber bung seal thing back in the filler cap with the stuff all worked in and all the air bubbles gone. So yeah, there we go. We now have a silver, where it once was orange, petrol tank cover for the once orange bike. So, I haven't done the screw holes yet, but they'll be done by the time we get back to the garage, so I will see you back in the cold room. While that bit is in the vinyl shop, I'm going to try and take care of this nonsense here on the side of the fairing. Got some P1200 wet and dry, smooth this over. Just enough so that the lumps and the bubbles don't show through the vinyl, really. The surface finish is ruined here anyway. Now I've chopped away the bits that were bubbling. There's really thick, loose, rubbery type plastic on the top and underneath. It's really heavily textured. Is this normal for plastic panels on motorbikes, particularly KTM? Really turning into a bit of a disaster. I wish I hadn't bloody bothered now. The only thing I can think of is, I don't know, I think I must have just overheated this somehow, which was be odd considering the sticker didn't overheat. Yeah, anyway, keep making it smooth until it's smooth enough that I can cover it over. There we go. After about 2 hours of rubbing, I've got the panel smooth. I mean, not smooth to the point where you would walk away from a body shop feeling happy with the work you've received, but smooth enough that I can stick something on top to hide it. It's an absolute disaster. The more I sanded it, the bigger this patch got, the more the outer clear coat rubbery surface started separating from the plastic. So I've accepted that it's not going to get any better, and I'll keep an eye out on eBay for a new panel. As soon as one pops up, I'll grab it, because this is ruined. So that's that taken care of, and that blemish, it just looks horrible, doesn't it? It looks absolutely disgusting. And to be honest, overall, I'm just generally not happy with the job that I've done here. Horrible ratty edges, they don't look great. Lots of air bubbles. Loads of the air bubbles, I had to go in and prick them with a pin, squeeze the air out. Some of them just didn't work at all. The stuff just doesn't want to stick. And in the edges, you can see some bits are already peeling back. This vinyl was from a brand called RapidTeck, which I won't be using again. That's really depressing me. I'm either going to have to rub down this whole area to get that to go flat, or, like I said, just search on eBay and find a new panel. But I did actually have a look on eBay already. I found one for a 1050, which is obviously essentially the same panels, it's essentially the same bike. And there was also already a wobbly patch exactly right there. There must be something going on with this bike. Is that where the corner of the radiator is or what? Because something was up. Anyway, that's that side done. And obviously the elves have been in and done the other side as well. I mean, this side is much better. The lines are a bit better cut, a bit squiffy down here in the corner. That corner's already trying to lift. Some air bubbles here. And I actually managed to split it while I was doing it, and this was the very last bit I had, so I couldn't cut another piece. And there's another split here as well, there you go. Yeah, that's the state of things so far. Oh, here's the culprit for why the cuts are so raggy. The 3M stuff ran out, and it looks like the price of it has gone up by 3 times, so I was forced to use this stuff, which I've had in the drawer for years, since I did the very, very first vinyl wrapping on the Versys, and this stuff is about as useful as that vinyl is. Absolute toilet. There's still a little bit too much orange for my liking, and also the engine bars are completely orange. They no longer fit at all as far as I'm concerned, and luckily they're going to be switched out for the Hepco and Becker engine bars, which are black. In fact, why don't we fast forward until they're taken out? Hopefully the sun will come out by then and we can show you this whole thing out in the daylight. Well then, ladies and gents, I'm afraid I have a bit of an admission to make, and that is that while I was on the line looking for a panel to replace this one because of this awful, awful stuff there, although incidentally, turns out it might not have been my fault, because look, on the inside, it's already doing that weird peeling thing in the same pattern it was before, so that must be where the corner of the radiator and the radiator pipes come, and the panel's being heated by the engine. Not great, so yeah, probably don't bother trying to take the stickers off of these panels, because there's a good chance this might happen. And also, the other thing that I found a bit weird about these panels is, look at this. It's like a really weird, floppy, bendy, rubbery kind of stuff. It's not like ordinary plastic. It's really, really soft and flexible. Yeah, I guess that's a great idea for if you crash against something and it just bounces off rather than shattering into 1,000 pieces. But not great when the motor is heating everything from inside and causing the plastic to delaminate. But anyway, I was online looking for panels to replace this one, and actually discovered that replacing panels on this bike is far cheaper than I thought. And I was considering buying some better vinyl, doing this all again, and then realised that for a little bit more than the cost of the actual vinyl itself, I could just replace all of the panels. So here we have a rear panel from an 1190 Adventure. All of this stuff was already on the panel. We've got the tank cover from a Super Adventure, and then that's the original panel, hang on. And this is the panel I've replaced it with. Although these stripes here, I actually did myself just a second ago with a sample sheet of Avery Dennison stuff that I got from eBay that cost me €3 delivered, and I chopped it into these strips and stuck them on there. They're potentially not going to stay forever. I haven't done the greatest job. Some of the corners are a little bit squiffy, but because these black stripes were already on here from the Super Adventure, it has this weird pattern where there's a bunch of crisscrossy stuff going on, but the panel for the Super Adventure doesn't fit this bike. It does, it'll screw on there, but there'll be a whole different bunch of shaping going on here because the fog lights or the cornering lights aren't there. But the black engine bars from Hepco and Becker there, also Hepco and Becker bash plate, auxiliary lights and luggage racks on there too. But I think she is looking a lot better. Colours that I'm happy with, black and grey and silver. And finally, I'm actually happy that I attempted this job. And it's not perfect. The Super Adventure silver here isn't quite the same as the silver from the 1190, which also isn't quite the same as the silver on the Avery Dennison. But again, from a distance, I don't think it matters too much. And as I said, this is a temporary affair. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave this like that, see how I feel about it, see how it deals, and maybe I'll do something better in the summer. Maybe even have a talk to somebody like Moto Pro Works and have a sticker made for that specially. But yeah, there we go. Finally, there is the new colour scheme of my KTM 1090 Adventure. All the orange is gone, pretty much, except for that bit there. But as I said earlier on in the video, we're allowed a bit of orange. It is a KTM after all. So yeah, there's the bike. Being attacked by a tree here. You see I'm busy. Yeah, so there's the bike, all ready to hit the road again. Finally looking a bit less garish, and I cannot wait to get this thing on tour, get it into the twisties, and see what it can really do. So watch this space, watch this bike, and I will see you out there on that machine very soon. In the meantime, keep yours shiny, and I'll see you out there. Ta-ra!